Krishnaya Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Ram Krishnaya Namaha. Welcome to the beginners course 10th class, which is the final class in this. Before we proceed, we take up the next slightly advanced, you can say, training, which will be called meditation skills for meditators, and it will be held not on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time, but on Saturday 10 a.m. Eastern Pacific time. Please note. Okay. So this, as promised, we will be speaking about obstacles or obstructions to meditation. What exactly we encounter and how do we overcome them? First, we have to remember obstacles are in a way your friend. If you overcome the obstacles, you'll be filled with that energy. So don't kind of take it as a kind of something that cannot be conquered. Every obstacle that emerges during meditation is inevitable. So in this inevitability can be turned in our favor, so that we get to conquer them and get to release our energy inside. The first obstacle is, of course, the body. We know that the body is a big obstacle. But for the last 5,000 years of yogas practiced by yogis and yoginis, for these thousands of years, they have shown us the way that the body is not a big obstacle. If it can be trained properly, it will be rather an help. The second obstacle, as we know, are the senses. They are going outside. There also it has to be turned inside. The third obstacle is the vital energies within us. That's the third obstacle. If they can be harmonized, they will be to your benefit. And then the mind. And the mind, there is a long list of obstacles that the Yoga Sutras gives us. It starts with disease, mental laziness, doubt, and you can lack of enthusiasm, and you can say then actual laziness, and then wrong perception, and the mind trying to get into enjoying things, etc. It's called Vyadi, Sthana, Samshaya, Pramada, Avirati, Bhranti Darshana, etc. But for a beginner, when anyone sits down to meditate, has two main obstacles: sleep, and if you can conquer sleep, restlessness of the mind. Sometimes they are both together, always together. Either the mind is sleepy or the mind is restless. As the scripture says, Laye Sambodhaye Chittam. When the mind is feeling sleepy, arouse it, awaken it. Vikshiptam Shamayat Puna. And when the mind is restless, control it. Well, easier said than done. And you say, okay, we'll do it. But it is an uphill task. In sleep, what happens is the body is still, the mind is slightly getting calm. And it is at that time the mind knows the next thing that it has to do is fall asleep. When you go to sleep, just before you fall asleep, the mind becomes calm. And the mind runs into these old ruts. So, when the mind becomes calm, fall asleep. The next is a person is meditating and very seriously meditating. But it's like a lake you have, and this mist that rises on the lake first is just imperceptible, and slowly and gradually the mist increases, and it envelops the lake. You can see the lake. When one sits down to meditate, something like this happens. We are sitting down to meditate, and that mist of sleep slowly arises from the mind itself, and as it arises, it takes over. So we will start with some of the obstacles that we encounter, and we'll discuss them. The first thing is the body has to be, you can say, absolutely still and straight. The moment you bend down like this, we know that sleep is overpowering. So sitting up straight helps fight sleep. So we can look at the screen and we'll take this one by one. So sitting up straight helps in conquering sleep. And the moment you feel your body going flaccid or loose, straighten it up again. This will keep you alert and awake. When we close our eyes, we tend, like I said, to fall asleep because of the old habit. After a while, you tend to fall asleep. Sleep just overpowers you. So keep the eyes half closed. Those who are prone to falling asleep need to keep the eyes half closed. See that there is nothing in front of you, because what happens is your eyes will try to see some objects around you, either your clothes or the part of your foot, etc. So keep the space in front of you clear of everything and also free from all clutter. The third is use deep breathing. Like I said, use either core breathing, like from pushing in and pushing out the belly. And suck in the air and expel it forcibly. This will actually bring in a little freshened energy to your system. So deep breathing removes that mist of sleep trying to overcome your mind. The fourth is, when you close your eyes, feel yourself surrounded by light. That light is within you and also outside you. When you close your eyes, your inner space that you are aware of, let it be brightly lit, like some of these lights. When you close your eyes, you should not see a kind of gray area or black or something like that, darkness. No. You must see everything as it were lit up. This will remove off that sleep, that laziness coming. And if the sleep is really very strong, then I would suggest leave your seat, leave the asana, And also what you can do is pace up and down with a rosary, or just with your counting your mantra, pace up and down for a while and then return back to your seat. There are other things like, splashing water on your face, or you can say singing, softly singing while you pace, or even while you're sitting down, the sleep is coming, softly sing and push all that, you can say, sleep away from it. There's another method, this, it's like this: interlock the pinkies, like the little finger. What it does? Well, there's a science behind it. They say these are the kind of energy centers, and they release energies. Especially in acupuncture and acupressure, you will find people pressing these little fingers from this flange up till here, from this to this. So holding on to this or pressing your palms together tightly will also release energy in the body. All those subtle currents come alive. Okay, that is another way. Then I have asked you all to break your meditation session. If you're doing it for 1 hour, break it up into 3 or maybe 2. If you're an adept, break it into 2. If you're a beginner and is feeling sleepy, meditate for 15 or 20 minutes, and after that take a small break. You can stand up, you can pace up and down a little, sing to yourself, something like that, and then come back and take the seat up again after a few minutes. Then we'll have, it's essential, a lot of people, they kind of, their sleep is incomplete. At night they haven't slept adequately, or the whole night they were probably dreaming, or they were tossing and turning in the bed all night, and then you get up and try to sit down and meditate, you will fall asleep. Those delta waves of sleep, they are slow, they have to be made quickened, they have to quicken, and then we'll get to the alpha and the beta. So that has to kind of become, don't let the brain waves go very slow in the delta mode. There's also a lot of people, they will stuff themselves before meditating. Meditation has to be done on a kind of an empty stomach. So, or something very light should be eaten. Generally it is done on an empty stomach. That is the rule. And then if you are focused, actually, like we had taught you how to focus, if you are focused, you will not sleep. It is only when you are unfocused that mist, as it were, mist of sleep arises in your mind and slowly takes over. So this is the biggest obstacle, sleep. We've seen people, even those who have been practicing for a long time, falling asleep after maybe 15 or 20 or 30 minutes or whatever. Don't do that. If you fall asleep, oh my God, you lost a lot of time and you've lost a lot of ground. You can progress quickly if you do it properly. Don't fall asleep. You're supposed to meditate. And what happens is, when you're meditating and the mind goes to sleep and you are not aware, generally you're not aware of it, and then you wake up and you're feeling refreshed and you feel that you've been meditating. Actually, no. So this is an obstacle and it has to be overcome. Okay. The second is restlessness of the mind. Sleep, as you know, is the dynamics is There is a wave in the mind that runs through it while you are asleep. It's called sleep is the mental mode that embraces the feeling of voidness, emptiness. Okay. Now, second is restlessness. Arjuna also says that, oh Krishna, oh, the mind is turbulent, restless, strong, and obstinate. You get this? Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadridam. So it is restless, it is turbulent, it is strong and obstinate. These are the qualities of restlessness actually. So once you control your mind, all these things will work in your favor actually. The mind is strong, it will strongly go towards that goal. So it is just a question of redirecting all those energies. So the first thing you do is don't start meditating immediately. Let the mind bubble up and let it settle down for a while. A lot of people come and sit down and start meditating immediately. No. While you pray, let the mind bubble a little. Let it jump about a little. Knowledge is power. And how do you get this knowledge? By observation. Observe the mind is jumping about, let it jump. While you are praying or doing mental repetition of a mantra. So let it bubble up for a few minutes, sometimes even 3 or 4 minutes. Let it go. There is no hurry. So the mind slowly wants attention, craves attention, you see. It's like a spoiled child, always. Even grown-ups are like that. They always crave attention. So don't pay attention to it. Keep on praying, keep on repeating the japa. Okay. Secondly, when you see the mind with all these thoughts coming up, tell yourself, remind yourself that these are old experiences which have nothing to do with you now. They are just bygone experiences, bygones. You have crossed over all these things. Certain things that you had done, good or bad, whatever, you are not interested in them right now. Yeah. So what happens is, Swami Vivekananda says, we give things life and those things become important to us. How do we give things life? By thinking about them. As it were, we are directing our prana into them. So don't give those old thoughts any life. They will form a kind of they will have a life of their own and they will create trouble. So dismiss them off as old bygone things. Third is, these things are external to you. You are watching your mind. Your mind is external. You are, as it were, the witness. And this is what happens when you observe. Suppose you're observing a small puppy prancing about, running about, or even a child. Keep on observing it, that mind will become self-conscious. And the moment it becomes self-conscious, what happens is, it withdraws its restlessness. When a person is looking at you, you become self-conscious. And what happens? You become prim and proper. You correct your behavior. You straighten up and all these things. So observation is a powerful tool. Like we had that bright light suffusing us inside and outside, like we do to conquer sleep. Use that same technique here also. Feel the inside space all brightly lit, like golden color or a yellow color. It's bright. What happens is, the more things are kind of dark out there, the more there's restlessness there. The more there's luminosity is there, the more things are calm out there. Now we had started on this sequence of meditation from class 1, from posture right down to focus and flow. If you can really focus on the sequence, follow the sequence, you will not have any difficulty in either sleep or restlessness. Guaranteed. Because you have controlled your willpower, increased it, you have controlled the mind to a certain extent, you will learn to focus it, you have learned to flow with the mind, and this removes of all restlessness. We have another method called a Trataka. This has been elaborated by me in some other places. When we do the next session of meditation, from next Saturday, we'll speak about it at length. But here it is, when your mind is restless or mind is sleepy, open your eyes. Open your eyes and see the picture or the object you're meditating on clearly. Watch it for a few minutes or a few seconds. Intently close your eyes and now watch that same object in the mind. And as it becomes slightly fading away, as it fades away, open your eyes again and watch that object again. The picture of God, a picture of a guru, picture of a deity, a symbol, whatever. It has to be kept at eye level and intensely watch it. Close your eyes, see that same image here in your mind, and as it becomes hazy and starts to fade after a few minutes, open your eyes again. This is a very powerful method to control restlessness, which we will see it later. Then we have Om. If you're alone, repeat this Om loudly or semi-audibly or even mentally, but that sound has to reverberate inside you. It has to be kind of very loud inside. Om. Make it lengthened. Om. Om. Feel that sound rising from the navel. Om. This is. Then there is something called integration. This is meant for those who are slightly adepts, or they have practiced this for some time. What you can do is called reintegration or integration. Now, what is this reintegration or integration? It is simply but this. It's called sparsha, asparsha. Sparsha is touch, asparsha is non-touch. So what do is, we touch or we think of the object of meditation and we do not touch every other disturbing thought which comes. So what happens is, you are focused on that object of meditation. Yeah. Your mind is, as it were, touching this object. While it is touching this object, it is not touching any other thought or any other object that comes. You've simply ignored it. And that is the idea. Simply ignore. When you're walking in the street, you're going, suppose, to a shop. You see many things on the way, but your focus is, I have to go there and shop and get this particular item. Though you see, you do not see. So you ignore many other things. Similarly, in meditation, when you're focusing on this particular object, it's touched. The mind has touched, grasped that, while it has given up all other objects around it. This is sparsha and asparsha yoga. In the Yoga Sutras, as well as in Bhagavad Gita and all books on meditation, how do you conquer restlessness? Like Arjuna also says, my mind is restless and all. So Sri Krishna agrees, yes, the mind is restless. Yeah, it's a nature to be restless. So what do you? Practice and detachment, abhyas and vairagya. It needs practice. But practice in a sustained way, not haphazardly. Practice according to the methods you have been told or been taught, and that creates a powerful countercurrent. That's the idea. You have to have a kind of a countercurrent to what your mind was used to. And practice of yoga is the greatest, the strongest counter to all this restlessness. Your mind, you'll feel, before your mind becomes calm, how will you feel? Your whole body becomes, as it were, still. You know, after a storm, when the wind has died out, everything is calm and quiet. There is a stillness. First, you will feel the stillness in your body. Next, you will feel the stillness in your breath, in your prana. The third is you will feel it in the mind. So this is practice and detachment. Detach yourself from all the stupid. Don't have to think of every stupid thing that comes in your mind. If it comes, let it come, let it go. Be detached about it. Okay. As well, again, excess of food. You know, the mind is created. You have a material, but you're creating it every moment with your thoughts, with your food, with what you think. You're creating your own mind every moment. So from now on, eat things that are helpful, things that make your body and mind calm. There are certain foods that are excitatory food. You can avoid that. Eat things which are sattvic, which are pure, which do not excite your passions or your mind. So that Rajaguna becomes calm, it becomes Sattvaguna. And then we can slowly manipulate, control the mind. Okay. There are also, when we talk about the restlessness, the other way is just become aware of your breath. When you're restless, when the mind is running about, just become aware of your breath, flowing in and out, and then you will find things calming down. Bring your mind back to meditation. If it's restless again, bring it back to your breath. Just watch your breath, and slowly it will calm down. Okay. This is the two big obstacles, and these are some of the methods we use to counter. It releases all this energy in your mind, and your mind becomes strong and powerful and one-pointed. So we'll invite questions. Please type them out inside if you have them. And again, let me remind you, for those who came in a little late, that the next meditation session class in the next month, February, will be on Saturday, 10 a.m. instead of Wednesday morning. A lot of people say, oh, you know, we don't have time on Wednesday mornings, and we would like to. And I found that it's convenient also to all of us here. The Saturday morning, 10. And the title of this 10 classes will be starting meditation skills for meditators. I thought first, let's have meditation skills for dummies. But then I said, no. There's already some meditation for dummies. So Uh, so we'll use these classes, 10 of them. It's like I said, we will take them a notch higher than what we are used to in these classes. We'll take them a notch higher and we'll practice some of them. We'll give you the techniques. And if everything goes well, let's see, we can have a 10 more for a little more advanced.
Okay, referring on the class 6 awareness, when I focus my mind on right palm, left palm, throat, forehead, ears, I can feel the pulse. But in the case of the heart, I am not able to feel the pulse.
Oh, that's the best way you feel your heart. If you don't feel your heart, place your palm over your chest. Doesn't matter. Just place your palm over here, and then you'll feel that lub dub, lub dub, lub dub. That you'll feel that way. So even if you don't feel it anyway, just place it. What we are trying to get is that you can focus and refocus your awareness to whatever part of the body you want to. It's actually in your control, but you have lost that control. You want to regain the control. So this, you can feel it. When your eyes are closed, your perceptions are internal, you'll feel that lub dub. And if you can, please place your palm over your head and feel that.
I have been meditating for a while. Lately, not many thoughts come, and I observe them if they pop up. Sometimes I feel ringing in my ear, feel my heartbeat in the head or throat. Is this okay?
Yes, especially this ringing in the ears. Technically it's called tinnitus, is ringing in the ear. But when you practice yoga, what happens is certain, you can say, neurons which were long kind of dormant, or they start kind of, there's a blood flowing, there's more blood flowing in your brain, and a lot of channels are kind of opening up, neuronal channels opening up. So you will hear a kind of a sound there. It's okay, there is no problem with that. What's the next part of that? Ringing and
I feel my heart beat in the head and throat.
You feel your heartbeat here, but you feel that pulse. That's what I said. Blood is rushing up to your head. I want you to, when you meditate, and that's the reason I've been trying to orient yourself, focus whatever object of meditation here, not here. This is very important. If you focus things here, then you will have this kind of huge, you can say, throbbing in your brain. Keep it here. I said focus out here first, become aware of the space outside your nose, outside of your chin, outside your chest, and visualize the object here in the space. This will make your mind, you can say, sharp, focused, and it is safe. Don't meditate here. Like I said, keep the object here outside. Later on, we'll show you how to take it inside. But right now, we need to keep it out here. Okay?
When I want to finish meditation, the mantra keeps flowing inside me.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel that I cannot stop. What is the proper way to finish the meditation?
Oh, if you finish the meditation with a prayer to the deity, to God, and after you leave your seat, it doesn't matter that your mind will continue repeating the mantra. In fact, you will find it repeating the whole day. That's what happens when we started. Morning and evening we used to meditate, and sometimes in the afternoon, sometimes in the night, and that mind is repeating the mantra constantly. It's called a japa japa. So that's a very good sign. It breaks all inner obstacles.
Is it good to meditate after working out in the morning or before working out?
Well, it depends how heavy workout you have. If you're doing very heavy workouts like lifting weights or something like that, I would ask you to uh, give at least 10 or 15 minutes break before you take up meditation. If you do it before before a workout, that also is good. But again, I would like to ask you to give a few minutes break before you can take up you can say a workout. The idea is the more heavier the workout, it's good. It really helps the body and the mind also. But meditation is an activity is completely internal. In fact, take meditation as an inner internal workout actually. It is like if I ask you to lift a table, well, it takes a lot of strength. That same strength has to be applied when we are meditating inside. So, yes, please go on. Find out which is convenient before or after, but give a small break between the two activities.
Yeah, I don't understand this question, but it says, when doing japa, does the vakadi automatically become madhyama, etc., or should it force?
Yeah, Vaikhari. No, it becomes automatically. Don't force it. As the you can say the sound is coming out from here, it's either semi audible or even inaudible. It comes as your repetition becomes deeper and deeper and deeper, you will find it going down to, you can say, madhyama and pashyanti. Don't worry. It's just a good sign. Keep on doing it. Don't force it. You can actually force it. You'll upset the whole thing. Let meditation should be a natural process. It will be as natural as your breathing. So the mind will take this practice up and let it be natural. Okay.
No more questions.
So thank you. So we see each other again, not on next Wednesday,
February
but
6th.
February 6th, Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, of course. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.